Hi everyone, welcome to this coffee session chat about making your brand more distinctive across digital channels. My name is Damon.
And my name is Sasha.
And we are the creative and strategic leads at Public Incorporated, working in partnership with Engagement Factory to deliver a seamless 360 creative and technical solution for all your brand needs. Now more than ever, with digital transformations and new normals, it's vitally important to make sure that your brand is relevant, distinctive and engaging for your audience at the right time and in the right way, whether it may be B2C or B2B. It's something we've witnessed firsthand with many businesses suddenly forced into utilising channels that they are simply not versed in and struggling to translate their brand across these unfamiliar touchpoints. Using our combined expertise, we're here to help you navigate these unknown waters and make sure that your brand is not only more efficient across digital channels, but also more effective. We're also fully aware of the various barriers and daily decisions that face marketeers and business owners now and pre-COVID times, making sense of all the data, the why and the what, making the right choice for increasingly stretched budgets, and more. So our aim is to help you with this through access to our unique tools. Brand tools and expertise that will make your brand more remarkable, and digital tools that will make your brand more streamlined. In effect, a joined-up solution that builds digital communications from a human-first perspective. Because why make your brand more efficient by spending time and money in fine-tuning the technical architecture and distribution if it doesn't achieve cut-through, doesn't resonate with your audience? And in turn, why invest the time in building your brand to make it more distinctive for your customer and from the competition if it doesn't reach the right audience? Our combined approach alleviates this through a more holistic, not siloed, view on your business activity. And in this session, we'll provide you with some useful tips and exercises that will help you to make your brand more relevant, more distinct.
With all the rush to digital transformation, there is a need now more than ever for a focused and connected brand building story across all digital channels and platforms. It's becoming harder for marketing folks to know what to focus on and what to ignore. So I'd like to share some evidence-based tools with you that you can use immediately. Successful brands understand that a focused, connected brand allows you to punch above your media weight. Everyone has limited resources, and if we're trying to spread these against unlimited choices, it just doesn't add up. There will be so little impact on any channel that no one will see you. Have a focused message, a focused plan the sales team can execute, and a media plan that will pay back. A good principle to remember is that if it's not relevant to the problem your product solves, then don't waste the time. So with that in mind, we come to our first basic but often overlooked rule of thumb, that information is not knowledge. So keep the following mental formula in mind. To break away from being swayed by information on its own, always ask yourself the most important question, which is, compared to what? Clarifying your denominators gives context. What you achieved divided by the potential. That is, what are you dividing your activity by? Metrics should match the engagement activities you're hoping to drive. Averages without context can be very misleading. Look at the distribution. How many visits stopped with a single page view, 2 page views, or if one person visited a huge amount? So be wary of averages that obscure context and therefore the most important aspects of your performance. So following on from that, in order to ensure we have knowledge and not just information, we need to order our brand building strategy as follows. Number 1, distinctiveness, 2, effectiveness, and 3, efficiency. Distinctiveness means how familiar your target audience is with your owned cues. Great brands stand for something distinctive. Distinctive creative assets are not a luxury, but actually part of your business planning. Research shows that in B2B, it's the emotively distinctive brand campaigns that can have up to 7 times more large growth effects over the rational ones. Understanding what your brand's distinctive assets are and what people think of them should be your first priority in online brand building. These are the elements other than the brand name that signal the brand in the memory. A distinctive element helps to attach the advertising to the brand and make sure your advertising doesn't get lost. Within the many metrics, there is always one thing that your brand and product has to do first, and that is get noticed. That won't change. If you're not getting noticed, then none of the rest of it matters. That's why distinctiveness comes first. There are now more possibilities with online marketing, but also more dilution. Success usually means cutting through the noise. Shape the creative content with a focus on your distinctive assets and the needs you are answering. Great digital marketing is less about big interactive experiences with fewer eyeballs and more about relevant content that's worthy of attention that people get to see. Don't be sucked into real-time measurement focus. Content lasts much longer than we think, and there is very little evidence of the quick wear-out we assume. Play the longer game and be relevant and authentic. When it comes to effectiveness, it's about long-term versus short-term thinking, and that means thinking of yourself as the trusted local pub, rather than a tourist restaurant. Ask yourself honestly and regularly, which one is your brand behaving like? And approach your online brand like you would a traditional media channel. Pick channels based on your brand positioning and customer segmentation. Go for the bigger options to maximize your budget. Fragmenting too much will probably duplicate reach, as smaller social networks often share audience with the larger ones. With efficiency, remember that a metric is just a proxy for your higher goals of awareness, knowledge, and behavior. Metrics focus can lead to an obsession with likes and clicks, instead of growing the audience and sales base by creating awareness and reach with relevant content. One of the big current realizations is that the more efficient we get with digital marketing, the more we need emotional brand building to build positive memory structures for sustainable, profitable brands. Now that we have clarified the order for online brand building, let's look at measuring what matters through a formula of reach, resonate, and revenue. Data are meaningless until you form patterns with them and turn information into knowledge. Choose a few meaningful, focused goals instead of being concerned about measuring everything your project does. Because technology might change, but human behavior does not. We suggest using a rule of thumb of reach, resonate, and revenue, asking yourself the following questions. With reach, are we doing enough? Are we showing enough ads to the right people? How many of the right people did we reach? With resonate, did it make them think the right things? Could we be building better relationships? Are users engaging with our content? Are we humanizing these connections? With revenue, did they ultimately take action and buy from us? Are we driving value? Is this profitable? Is this cost effective? And this brings us to our final rule of thumb and a comment I hear often during challenging times, which is yes, that brand building is all fine and well when times are good, but if I don't focus on the short term now, then there won't be a long term. But it doesn't need to be an either or decision. They should be working in unison for maximum effect. There are two ways to profit from marketing: short-term activations, which are short-lived, and long-term brand building, which is more profitable in the long run. Working in unison, they are most effective. This creates a piggyback growth effect where brand building and activation build on each other. The focused short-term peaks of sales activation and the longer-term build of brand working together for long-term sales uplift. In the digital space, as sales activation becomes even more efficient, it becomes even more important to balance this with emotive brand building. Because at some point you need to ask yourself as a business, which side of the decimal point are you on most of the time? Especially during tough times, when we are focusing on survival, we can also lose sight of the bigger picture. It's like a surgeon's scalpel in a butcher shop, achieving tenths of percentages when tens are being missed over the longer term. Building a brand still means generating leads and sales. We are not investing in a lofty concept. We are building an online brand to generate more sales and to increase the speed and trajectory of those sales with trust and conviction. Approach it as an exercise in distinctiveness, effectiveness, then efficiency, measured with reach, resonance, and revenue, and you'll already be ahead of the curve. And of course, we can help.